I am currently running at a 140 BPM. It's between 10.5 and 11 minute mile, and I've got to be honest, I'm breathing a little bit heavy because it's very, very cold. It's about 1 degree, but I'm really happy with where the fitness is at the moment. We've got a few more weeks at sort of base phase, and then it's starting to sort of taper in then to sort of marathon distances and marathon paces. So yeah, I'm just going to enjoy these sort of paces while they last. One thing I can't believe though is that I'm getting fitter, but my weight is slowly sort of going up or staying the same. Like October time last year I was about 90 kilos, and now I'm about 92.5, 93, which is a bit strange, but it's weird because I'm getting fitter. I just don't get it. Also, I'm trying to get used to this Salomon running vest I've got on, just because I'm going to be wearing it during the marathon, and yeah, I just need to get comfortable with it, with holding all my stuff, holding the Pocket 3, holding my phone, potentially holding a flask. But yeah, I'm obviously not going to put it all on just for a half-hour run, but on my long run in a few days I'm going to load it up and see how it feels.
So as you just saw, I just ran out of protein, right? So I've gone to myprotein just to buy some. I just want to buy just a cheap protein. I'm not really too bothered about what it is or what's in it or whatever. $3.99 delivery. I remember when myprotein was like, you could get like a kilo bag for 11 quid and it was free delivery and it would come the next day. I don't know who they think they are, thinking that we're going to pay £4 for delivery. To be fair, yeah, over £45 is free, but it just takes the piss. I was going to buy some electrolytes as well for running, but they don't sell electrolytes. Like, they just don't sell electrolytes. They sell clear whey electrolyte, but I'm not getting that. But yeah, $3.99. I'm reluctantly paying it, but it's just a bit of a piss take. Do you know what? I knew this would happen. I've got a cold. My nose is stuffy, and I've got like a very sharp, horrible feeling at the back of my throat. Is that down to running in the cold? I don't know, but yeah, very, very annoyed. Very annoyed. I do wonder though whether, like, if I took ice baths regularly, whether I would be a lot more accustomed to the cold. But then again, I guess you can't help getting a cold, you just get it. Which brings me actually onto these like fitness fads, right? So like obviously we've had, you know, the cold plunge, you know, at the moment we're going through like this London running culture where everything's really expensive. People are buying like roll-ons for their shins and calves, and one that's growing in prominence at the moment, and one, to be fair, that I've kind of got on the bug, is like holistic eating and whole foods eating. Now it's absolutely fine, I think, to do it in moderation, right? But there are some people online and stuff that absolutely preach it, you know, eating things off a chopping board and all these things. In reality, no one can afford really to spend that much money on fresh produce and then ensure that they're actually getting fresh produce that hasn't been like susceptible to pesticides and all those things. Because if you really delve deep into it, are pesticide-induced fruits and vegetables good for you? Like, who knows? But two people that are at the forefront of this sort of exchange between these two things is James Smith and Eddie Abu. Now, I get James Smith's point and I get Eddie Abu's point. You know, they're both trying to send a different message. James Smith is sort of just trying to send the message of, oh, well, you know, you can eat what you want in moderation. It's absolutely fine. If you want an almond croissant after a run, or if you want a chocolate bar, that's absolutely fine. And yeah, it is. Like, obviously, no one's saying it's not. Whereas Eddie Abu's coming from the other side, where he's trying to make you a lot more aware that these foods that just have the word protein on it aren't good for you. Like, they're not filled with anything that's going to be any good to you at all. Like, they're filled with like gums and things to fill it up, just not very good things, which I get as well, because there's far too much of that in the shops at the moment. You know, you stick the word protein on something and it doesn't automatically just make it a healthy food. It's such a buzzword, but I think both of them are just trying to sort of rub off on each other and trying to build a little bit of traction in between their social media channels. Like, it's clever. Whether they're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, it doesn't really matter. They're both getting traction. But yeah, it's just one of those fads that'll probably cool off in a few months, and then we'll just find something else to moan about probably. Speaking of Eddie Abu, I've just picked up 60 eggs, and he absolutely loves eggs. And don't get me wrong, like I'm trying to eat more holistically anyway. Like, I'm hoping to do a video on sort of holistic eating soon. You know, there is a balance to be struck there. Like, the reality is, you're not gonna get absolutely perfect eating every single day if you're just an average person, and there's so much stuff that's in food now. Like, yeah, we do kind of need to be keeping tabs on it as well, like in ourselves. Like, there's so many like fillers and sulfates and all sorts of chemicals in foods that are trying to keep foods fresher for longer, because I guess the amount of fresh produce that's wasted every year is absolutely astonishing. But you know, if you try and eat as clean as possible and you look at the packet of whatever you're buying before you buy it, and you're happy with what you see and you're happy with that, with putting that in your body, then there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so speaking of better eating choices, yeah. So a few weeks ago, she dipped medjool dates with peanut butter stuffed inside into some dark chocolate, obviously froze them. They would be in the fridge for a while. But she did these fresh today, and it's been a while since I've had them, right? And honestly, they are like, I've got a cold. Not the best when you're trying to train for a marathon, but roll with the punches. I'm probably going to not run for like 3 or 4 days, just because my head is foggy, my eyes hurt, my nose is bunged up, and I got a sore throat. And if you take all that and add cold air running through your lungs, that isn't a good mix. So yeah, I'm going to take 3 or 4 days off. Hopefully be a bit better in the next few days. Just rest, eat, try and get some vitamins in, have some medicine, have some tablets, and just get back to normal. Hope you enjoyed this little video that's kind of filmed over a few days, but it's hard to find things that are interesting when you just sort of live a normal sort of 9 to 5 sort of life. So thanks for watching. See you next week.